32 truly bizarre deep-sea creatures, from worms with squid-like tentacles to fish with teeth on their tongues. Here are some of the most alien-looking creatures in the deep ocean. The deep sea is home to weird and wonderful creatures that, over millions of years, have evolved specific traits to survive the extreme conditions of their habitat. These adaptations to their environment have resulted in some truly alien-looking animals. Scientists define the deep sea as encompassing all ocean waters below 656 feet, 200 meters. In these regions, sunlight filtering through the water from above begins to dwindle, giving way to a realm of complete darkness, frigid temperatures, and crushing pressure. Some of the deepest dwelling animals have adapted to the abyss by adopting light-producing organs to attract prey or signal to each other. Others have evolved gigantic mouths, expandable stomachs, or mismatched eyes. Regardless of their specific traits, deep-sea creatures have captured the imagination of many people due to their otherworldly, and often nightmarish, appearance. Thanks to much exploration over the past few decades, scientists have described quite a few of our deep-dwelling neighbors. So without further ado, here are 32 of the weirdest creatures that inhabit the deep ocean. Snipe eel. Snipe eels, family Nemesthyidae, have beak-like jaws and slender bodies. They are found at depths between 980 and 2,000 feet, 300 to 600 meter, although some individuals have been hauled up from 14,800 feet, 4,500 meter deep. Relative to their size, snipe eels have large eyes which the eels use to avoid predators. Their jaws are curved upward and remain open as they swim, so the eels can snatch prey on their path. Snipe eels can grow up to 6.6 feet, 2 kilometers long depending on the species. 9 species have been described so far. Frilled shark. The frilled shark, Chlamydosalacus anguineus, gets its name from the frilly appearance of its gill slits. This deep-sea shark has an elongated, eel-like body that grows up to 6.6 feet, 2 mm long, as well as a large, flattened head. It is found worldwide and swims by undulating its body like a snake. The frilled shark is an active predator with several rows of needle-sharp, three-pointed teeth, which it uses to rip up its favorite meal of squid, as well as fish and other sharks. Researchers rarely encounter frilled sharks, prompting them to think the species is distributed in patches of the deep ocean. Giant sea spider. Giant sea spiders, Colossendes, have spindly legs that can stretch wider than a dinner plate. They live on the Arctic and Antarctic ocean floor down to depths of 13,100 feet, 4,000 feet, where they lumber along in search of food and mates. Like other sea spiders, they share a common ancestor with spiders and crabs, but have been evolving as a separate group for hundreds of millions of years. Giant sea spiders house their vital organs, including their breathing apparatus, in their stilt-like legs. Instead of spinning a web as terrestrial spiders do, they use a long, tube-like mouthpart to slurp up prey, including anemones, worms, jellies, and sponges. Gulper eels, Sacchopharynx, also known as pelican eels, are a genus of deep-sea fish with slender bodies and huge mouths that swing open to swallow prey of all sizes whole. They are found throughout the world's oceans in the twilight zone, which stretches between 660 and 3,300 feet, 200 to 1,000 meters deep, and the midnight zone, which extends between 3,300 and 13,100 feet, 1,000 to 4,000 a meter below the surface. The whiptail gulper eel, Sacchopharynx lavenbergi, for example, lives 980 to 6,600 feet, 300 to 2,000 deep in the eastern Pacific Ocean. This eel grows to about 3.3 feet, 4 meters long, and feeds mainly on small fish. It swims by undulating its body, which has a glowing tip that scientists think might act as a bioluminescent lure to attract prey. Cookie-cutter shark. The cookie-cutter shark, Icischius brasiliensis, is a small, cigar-shaped shark that latches onto prey of all sizes and uses its serrated bottom teeth to carve out circular chunks of flesh. Cookie-cutter sharks grow to between 16.5 and 22 inches, 42 to 56 centimeters long. They live in tropical and temperate oceans worldwide, inhabiting depths below 3,300 feet, 1,000 meters during the day, and migrating up to surface waters at night to feed, according to the Florida Museum of Natural History. Although cookie-cutter sharks are generally harmless to humans due to their deep water habitat, 4 people have reported unprovoked bites off the coast of Hawaii, according to the museum. Dumbo Octopus. There are 17 species of Dumbo Octopus, Grimpateuthis, which are named after Disney's lovable elephant character. These octopuses, which belong to the larger umbrella octopus family Opisthoteuthidae, have 2 ear-like fins extending from above each eye. Like other umbrella octopuses, Dumbo octopuses have webbing between their arms that spreads out to look like an umbrella. Dumbo octopuses are the deepest living of all known octopuses, inhabiting ocean depths of at least 13,100 feet, 4,000 meters. In 2020, scientists filmed a Dumbo octopus 22,125 feet, 6,957 feet, below the surface of the Indian Ocean. Dumbo octopuses measure about 8 inches, 20 centimeters tall, and swim by gently flapping their ears. They use their webbing to hover over the seafloor while searching for food, including snails and worms. Viperfish, deep-sea viperfish, Chaliotis, have needle-like teeth that they can open wide enough to engulf prey and close again to form a cage-like trap. Some species, such as the Pacific viperfish, Chaliotis makuni, have 2 fangs that protrude from the bottom jaw and past the fish's own eyes. Others, including the Sloane's viperfish, Chaliotis sloanei, have fangs that are so large, a fish cannot close its mouth without puncturing its brain. Most species of viperfish inhabit the twilight zone, between 660 and 3,300 feet, 200 to 1,000 meters deep. Viperfish typically grow to about 12 inches, 30 centimeters long. Some species, including the Sloane's viperfish, have light-producing organs on their bellies, which they use to blend in with the 1% of light that penetrates waters below 660 feet. Goblin Shark. The Goblin Shark, Mitsukarina ostoni, is a large, alien-looking shark with a shovel-like snout and a mouth it uses to lurch at and snatch prey. Last year, fishers pulled a 15.4-foot-long, 4.7-meter pregnant female from the waters off Taiwan, but the maximum size of these sharks is unknown, according to the Florida Museum of Natural History. Little is known about goblin sharks, except that they live in deep waters along continental slopes and seamounts. The deepest recorded individual was hauled up from 4,265 feet, when 1,300 damamadere deep. Scientists think goblin sharks hunt prey such as squid and crustaceans by detecting changes in electric fields. Once the sharks are close enough, their jaws shoot outward to gobble up the unsuspecting animal. Siphonophores. A siphonophore, order Siphonophore, is a colony of genetically identical polyps, or zooids, that acts like one organism. Each zooid performs a function essential to the survival of the whole colony, such as catching prey, digesting food, or reproducing. Siphonophores can grow to extraordinary lengths, with the largest colony on record measuring 154 feet, 47 meters, long, and 49 feet, 15 meters, in diameter. Usually, though, siphonophores don't grow much thicker than a broomstick. Scientists have named more than 175 species of siphonophore, including deep-sea colonies that glow green, blue, and sometimes red to attract prey. The giant siphonophore, Praia dubia, for example, is a bioluminescent creature that turns bright blue when it bumps against other objects and animals. It lives between 2,300 and 3,300 feet, 700 to 1,000 meters deep. Greenland Shark. The Greenland Shark, Somniosis microcephalus, is an extremely long-lived shark species that inhabits North Atlantic and Arctic waters down to depths of about 4,000 feet, 1,200 meters. Researchers estimate that Greenland sharks live at least 250 years and possibly more than 500 years, which makes them the longest-lived vertebrates known to science. They can grow up to 24 feet, 7.3 meters long. Greenland sharks are slow swimmers, so it's likely that they ambush their prey or scavenge for carrion. People in northern regions hunt these sharks for their meat and skin, which can be used to make leather. The flesh is poisonous when eaten raw, but it becomes edible when it is dried. Sea pig. Sea pigs, scotoplanes, are a group of deep-dwelling sea cucumbers that have stilt-like tube feet on their bellies. As their name suggests, sea pigs are pink. They use their tube feet to weed through muddy sediments in search of food, such as bits of algae and dead animals that have fallen to the seafloor. Sea pigs grow to between 1.5 and 6 inches, 4 to 15 centimeters long, and live down to depths of 22,000 feet, 6,700 millers, according to the Monterey Bay Aquarium. The rosy sea cucumbers sometimes gather in huge herds to feast on the sunken carcasses of large animals, like whales. Goosefish. Goosefish, Lophiidae, are a type of anglerfish, Lophiiformes, which are known for attracting prey with a luminescent lure and for having accessory males that provide a constant supply of sperm to females. There are about 25 recorded goosefish species, all of which have a flattened head, a flabby body, and a gaping mouth, according to the Ocean Conservancy. They are usually found on sandy or muddy ocean bottoms more than 3,000 feet, 9/10 meters deep, where they blend in thanks to speckled patterns on their back. Like other anglerfish, a goosefish entices prey, including fish, crustaceans, and sea stars, with a lure that dangles from the top of its head. Once the target is close enough, these ambush predators lunge to snatch at it with sharp teeth. Goosefish can also relocate by walking on their pectoral and ventral fins, which have modified joints so they can pivot and be used like feet. Briar Shark. The Briar Shark, Diania calcea, also called the bird-beaked dogfish, is a shark that's usually found between depths of 2,000 and 3,300 feet, 600 to 1,000 dollars, according to the Fishes of Australia database. Briar sharks are widely distributed off of Australia's southern coast, across the eastern and western Pacific Ocean, and in the eastern Atlantic Ocean. This shark has a long nose and a grayish-brown body, and it grows up to 3.9 feet, 1.2 meters long. Briar sharks are thought to reach a maximum age of 35 years. They are mostly caught accidentally as bycatch, although some fisheries target the sharks for their flesh and liver oil, according to the Australian government's shark report. Bigfin Squid. Bigfin squid, Magnapinna, are a genus of rarely seen squid that can grow up to 20 feet 6 meters long, mostly thanks to their trailing arms and tentacles, which can extend 20 times longer than the squid's body, also known as the mantle, and have distinctive elbow-like bends, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. As the name suggests, bigfin squid have large fins protruding from their mantle. They are the deepest-dwelling squid known to science, gliding down to depths of more than 20,000 feet, $6,000 maze, according to the Ocean Conservancy. It's unclear why bigfin squid have such long arms and tentacles, but scientists think the appendages are covered in microscopic suckers that can trap prey as the squids swim. Only a dozen or so sightings of bigfin squid have been recorded, with 3 species documented across the world's oceans so far. Black sea devil anglerfish. The black sea devil anglerfish, Melanocetus johnsoni, has a luminescent pole-like lure on the top of its head and lives between 330 and 15,000 feet, 100 to 4,500 dollars, below the ocean's surface. Females grow up to 8 inches, 20 centimeters long, while males reach only around 1 inch, 3 centimeters in length. Like other anglerfish males, black sea devil males only act as parasitic, sperm-producing accessories for females. When a male finds a suitable female mate, he latches onto her and fuses his skin and bloodstream with hers for life, feeding off the nutrients.